Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
This is the Magic City Classic. Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. 83rd reunion to watch your dogs go toe-to-toe with the Hornets in Birmingham, Alabama. Everything from this point matters.
Breaks that first tackle.
Every play call. Every snap. Every yard. Every down. But we know the Bulldogs are ready to go yard for yard.
Aqeel Glass loads up the arm and finds.
But the question is,
That's salt in the wound.
are you?
I love it.
Classic week 1.
It's classic week, man.
Man. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Magic City Classic Week. It's on. We've been waiting for an entire year to pay them people from up the road back. But
nice today. Them jokers.
okay, them jokers, we're good. We've been waiting a year to get that payback. And on Saturday, it's going down. So we got the 3-man weave tonight. Everybody that's joining, we like to thank y'all once again for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that like button all night long that we're on. Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed, and follow us at all of our social media handles. Across the bottom of the screen, we have our updated fall sports schedules, and some of the things that we have across the bottom. We've got some things like a couple of competitions that take place against that team down the road. Volleyball's gonna mix it up with them on Friday. Soccer, they're gonna play their season finale against them. And then we've also got some other things going on like bowling and also golf. So make sure you guys just get yourselves ready, get yourselves prepped. Make sure that you keep in tune to all the things that are going on in the athletic department, because there's so many changes that go on daily and also many updates. But we are so excited about just getting this whole thing going. And yeah, I love it, CJ. It's Bama State week.
It is.
And yeah, Demetria, it's time for us to be the Kings.
It is time for us to grab the crown back, man.
Yeah, we gotta bring that back to Huntsville.
This is a normal where we are now.
Yeah, man. It is not normal. But one thing is normal is the Magic City Classic events.
Yep.
And let's get it rolling with some of this opening housekeeping. So first off, me and the fellas, we love to watch Power. We watch all the shows.
Yep.
So
Ghost is the ambassador. I know Amari Hardwick, Ghost. James St. Patrick.
James St. Patrick.
Yeah, James St. Patrick.
I guarantee you, when they see him in Birmingham, nobody's going to call him Amari. They're going to call him James St. Patrick, but they're going to call him Ghost. So he might as well just get ready for that.
Yep.
Right. And then the in-game MC, DJ Tracy Steele. So you get to hear her walking around and getting everybody involved on TV timeouts before kickoff, all that good stuff. So you got these ambassadors and you got the in-game working. And then also you've got a lot of different watch parties and entertainment. So I put a lot of this stuff in chronological order. So you got something here locally there at Gaucher's Tapas Bar. That is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So, if you're around in the area, you can get a little bit of that pre-gaming with the classic takeover there at that bar. The pep rally, which is going down on Thursday down there in Birmingham at the Hilton. This is an annual thing. So, you make sure that if you're down there in the Birmingham area or you get down there early, you can participate.
It definitely goes down at that pep rally, Wayne, because and I'm pretty sure once it happens, you'll see it all over social media and people going live. The cheerleaders from Alabama State and Alabama A&M, they be going at it.
Yeah, kind of like they do at the basketball game.
Yeah, they be going at it like hard.
All of them know each other anyway.
Exactly.
They
all went to high school and everything together.
Right.
But all that goes out the window this week. You was friends while you was in high school. You ain't friends this week.
Right.
Nope. Hold up. Before I go further, he said, dang, they did away with Funny Man. LOL. We don't know about that, though. We don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't
still
live,
might be there.
He doesn't live in Alabama anymore. He lives in Tennessee now.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is. All right. So, pep rally. And then coming up here on the 25th, this is on Friday down there in Birmingham at the City Hall. A food truck block party during the workday. So, down there on the short 20th Street North. So they got food trucks and music, all that good stuff. Then this is for the Houston alumni chapter. They're doing a joint event between alums from Houston from both schools. So this is their watch party that goes down at 2:30, right when the game starts on Saturday. They're in Houston, Texas. And then in the DMV area, you've got their watch party, which is taking place. So you can see the alumni chapters from both schools in that area are coming together for a watch party. So you can see in the city of Houston and also in the DMV area, it's going to be a whole lot of arguing and a whole lot of smack talking. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to sit right there in the middle of the room with one group on one side and the other on the other. And then this is the association that I'm a part of, the Cleveland Alumni Association. They're getting together at 1 p.m. on Saturday. They're at the Culture Lounge. So they've got things, free admission. Just come on out, get yourself involved, raffle, all that good stuff. And then also, Dave, this is where you're from originally, Chicago, in the house. Doing it right there big. Again, both alumni parties, alumni in each part of the city, all coming together there in Chicago. Free entry again, vendors, raffles, all that. Battle of the Bands going down. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. And then Dave, this is where you'll be at. You take the wheel, Dave.
Yes, sir. So just like the other cities here in Charlotte, we will be joining with the alumni chapter from Alabama State to hold our watch party. It's going to be at Penn House. It's free entry, so come support your school, wear your A&M, your Alabama State gear. And we also want the other local HBCU alums and alumni chapters to come out and fellowship with us. The game starts at 3:30, but we asking everybody to kind of get there kind of early so we can get everything situated. And so, yeah, man, we're just looking forward to everybody coming out.
Hey, Wayne, I'm sure you caught it, but we did show the one in Nashville, right? I didn't see that one.
I did not get that.
I got it right. I got it right here on my phone. So, and I'll send it so we can show it later in the show. So, the Nashville. They are having one of David Buster's in Opry Mills at 540 Opry Mills Drive in Nashville, Tennessee. It starts at 2:30 p.m. and again, it's between the AMU Nashville chapter is actually hosting this. This was posted by a friend of the show, Elisa Jones. Mm-hmm. So Wayne, I'll send this to you so we can have this shown as well. But going through all those watch party, man, it just shows how big the Magic City Classic is. It stretches way beyond the state of Alabama. This is a big rivalry game, man. And like, we go back and forth with the people at Southern and Grambling all the time about, we're the biggest one. They get shown on NBC, and you can't argue the fact that like this stretches from coast to coast. And I'm pretty sure we miss some watch parties. So this thing is big, man.
Yeah, there's probably a whole lot of them that didn't even post anything about their watch parties that we don't know about. But and then last but not least here in the housekeeping, shout out, man. They had the cross country championship for the SWAC yesterday down there in Tallahassee. I watched it on YouTube. Our women's team, they came in 4th overall. Sanae Gibson, she finished in the top 10, and she earned herself a place on the first team of the SWAC. So shout out to her being on the SWAC first team. That team down the road, they won the overall title on the women's side. And then also our men, we didn't have any men on the first team, but the men finished 3rd overall. So the men, they finished behind Texas Southern won it, and Prairie View was 2nd. And as far as just where they were in terms of the standings, the men, they were only 8 points behind 2nd. Now, just so everybody knows, in cross country, the way the event is scored, it is by the place that your first 5 runners finish in. So if they finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your score is 15 points. So that's how things are scored. So 8 points could be a matter of just like, 2 or 3 places in the running order. But it was a really, really good event. And shout out to Coach Murph, because you're doing some really, really good things with the cross country program as well as the track program. So,
yeah, Coach Murph is doing an excellent job with the cross country program, and it's good to see that our men and women's cross country is really doing a great job and really moving that needle, and that's what we're talking about. So, hey, congrats to both teams.
Yeah. And what's so awesome too is, and I'll finish the point on this. This was the men's team. This was their first season back since 2004. So after 20 years, they come back and they finished 3rd in the SWAC. That tells you where we're going. So big shout out to everybody doing great things, man. Love it. Makes my heart feel so glad. So that is all of the initial housekeeping. Now, gentlemen, I wanna pull up something here for while we're here tonight. Everybody, we're here to talk about this game. Now,
hey Wayne, before we get started, let's tell the people who the special guests are tonight.
Oh yes. Well, feel free, T. Gooden.
Hey, so I want to welcome tonight to the From the Hill podcast. They've been on here multiple times. I want to welcome Brother C.K. Williams, Brother Wild Wayne Cartwright, and Brother Just Dave. Everybody give a round of applause for these.
All right.
Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Welcome to the
show, guys. All right. Now, here's what we're here for tonight, everybody. All right. First meeting was in 1924, 100 years ago. All right. The first time that they played at Legion Field was back in 1940. And this has been uninterrupted since 1945. All right. So this is the 83rd edition of this game. And as you can see, A&M leads the overall series 44-41 with those 3 ties. All right.
So that means this is our classic. It belongs to Alabama A&M.
Yeah, I just want to touch a little bit on uninterrupted since 45. You know how long ago that been? This game has been uninterrupted through segregation, through the crack era, through the gangster violence era, through Y2K, even COVID. It just got moved.
Yeah, the game did go on during COVID too.
I was there. Like it just got moved from October to the springtime. So this is a classic, man, uninterrupted. And I can like a shout out to those people, man, that played football and got together for this game. back when it was segregated, man. I know that had to be a challenge on its own, just by playing that game. And people don't even want you to be together. So because of that segregation stuff, man. So shout out to the Classic, man. The Classic been around for a long time.
Yeah, man. And in some of the archives, the annals of this game, yeah, you're right. You're right, OJ. You beat me to it. I was gonna say it too. We beat them twice in one calendar year. Yep, I was thinking about it. 2021. But one thing in the annals of this series in this game, the way that the Classic first started, you saw a lot of our people. They were out in the stadium there at Legion Field wearing their Sunday best. And at the time, it was a part of liberation to where everyone was able to come together. You mentioned about segregation, and segregation. It allowed only for us to be able to meet and gather in venues like that on these special occasions, and so it was bigger. It was bigger than just the game itself. It was an opportunity to gather as Black people, to come together and celebrate. And it was a day where it was, you had all the parades even then. You had a lot of the food and you had a lot of the pageantry even then. But it was more about the opportunity to have liberation. And in its 83rd year, all of those things still exist even today. It's still a great experience where people come out and people put on their Sunday best, and people come out and they experience. You eat the food, you got the parades, you got the bands, and you've got something on the next slide that I have here, which is some of the archives of the games of the past. You can see the black and white games in the past, and then you can see some of the helmet and the color schemes of the past. Especially that one on the bottom left, man, the all maroon joint that we had with the stripes going across the top.
And see, we got black and white photos in there. So from back then, and this game, I've been going to the Classic ever since when I was in high school, and that was in the 90s, and I haven't missed one since. And and that's been a blessing for me to just say I haven't missed one. For some reason, I always make it a thing to go to the Magic City Classic every year, and for Lord's grace and Lord's willing, I've been able to go every year since then. And it's been, it's 44 wins, 41 losses. Of course, A&M was on top. But hey, I've seen some games where, we've been up by a lot, they've been up by a lot, and of course, I've been on the losing end, and where we've been up to a lot, and it's heartbreaking, because that's the rival. People compare that to Auburn, Alabama. And it's been some days where I've been sad, don't want to go into work the next Monday after losing. I remember one Magic City Classic, and I can't remember, I think it was in the 90s, where we were up. We were up like 28-0. And and Bama State came back, took it to overtime and beat us. And that was one where a lot of people had left the game early, thought we had celebrating in the clubs and partying, thinking that we won. But we actually lost that game, and that was actually when Darnell Kennedy was the quarterback at Bama State, and he pulled a magic trick on us. So it's been some ups, it's been some downs, but I'm glad to say that hey, we are on top. We run the Classic, and hopefully we'll have number 45.
Yeah, and I remember that year, Jay White. It was 1998, 35-34. In 1998, my first Classic was at the same time. Me and you were there together, Corey. We sat in the same section. 1996, and A&M was on a long losing streak. Yes. When I got there in 96, and we actually beat them boys 20-3 that day. Both of the trips that I had to the Classic, A&M won. I went my freshman year and I went my senior year. My senior year, we won 15-10 when Michael Jordan, if you might remember Michael Jordan catching a touchdown pass with under 20 seconds to go to win the game. So But also what comes along with this, man, some of the marshals over the years. You know, you see big Ruben Studdard back when he was big Ruben Studdard. And you know, in the bottom left, rest in peace, Willie Mays. He was there, he was a marshal. You see P Funk. he was a marshal. Ice Cube, Anthony Anderson, and you know, and Ludacris. You know, it's been so many celebrities over the years that have been marshals and just people that just come, man. It's just been awesome.
I've been fortunate enough when I was at A&M, being a communications student. I was fortunate enough to work an intern at WHNT Channel 18. So I was on the sideline a lot, man. I got pictures with Steve Harvey, with Vivica Fox when they were on the sideline being an ambassador, man. So a lot of celebrities do come through, and then it's very fun and gets really exciting on the sideline.
Yeah, man.
I guess I'll throw in there from a band perspective, because you know my introduction to the Magic City Classic was me being in the marching band at A&M, and my first year, you know, me being from Chicago, I didn't know anything about the Magic City Classic, but I heard everybody else in the band talking about, you know, how big this game is, how excited they are about it, and I'm just like, it's just a regular football game, but okay. But when I get to the stadium, once we get to the stadium, and I see this huge crowd of people, you know, outside in the tailgate area, right? And I'm thinking they're waiting to get into the stadium. But you finally march into the stadium and it is packed wall to wall. So I'm just like, man, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before, you know, being from Chicago. Yeah,
go ahead, Dave. I thought you were done. Go ahead. I got a question for you.
I'm just gonna say that, you know, just seeing that, and as we, you know, marching into the stadium, you got, you know, the Alabama State folks, you know, talking trash about how the Hornets gonna do this, and you got the A&M fans saying how we gonna get them in halftime, and you know, they couldn't wait for us to march in. It was just like a great experience, and each year doing that I was at A&M, it got bigger and bigger. And I guess if I was to say my favorite classic that I participated in was in 2006. The energy in that classic, I don't know if you guys attended that game, but the energy in the classic was just crazy. It was the fans cheering on both sides. You know, Alabama State cheerleaders do a cheer, we do a cheer, their band chanting, we're chanting, they start blowing, we start blowing. It was just like a crazy atmosphere. And so I was just like, man, so yeah, this is what Magic City Classic really is. So I've loved it ever since.
So, David, I was going to ask you, being from Chicago, being from the Midwest area, on any type of level before you got to college, like, did you have anything to compare to the Magic City Classic at all? That could even get close to it?
If I was just to compare a large, I guess call it black event in Chicago that I would frequent, it would be the Bud Billiken Back to School Parade. And gotcha. That parade has been going on forever. And it's a parade that takes place on the south side of Chicago. So, you know, welcome the kids back to school. And you have, you know, celebrities at this parade as well. You have local marching bands, businesses. One famous group was the Jesse White Tumblers. Everybody came to see the Jesse White Tumblers flying down. I think it's Cottage Grove. I think the parade takes place on flying in the air, doing backflips, and then, you know, the dance groups, you know, that we have, you know, the Chicago style dance that we do, the footworking. Everybody was packed at that parade to see that. So comparing the two, I would say the Bud Billiken Parade would be an event similar to Magic City Classic. I think the Classic is definitely, of course, bigger than the Bud Billiken Parade.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just remember when I went the very first time, and this is what CJ's point was. When I went the very first time, because, you know, I'm from just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. I had never known anything about the rivalry until I got there. At that point, it was just like, all right, hey, this is cool. Everybody in this big old stadium. And then I thought, yeah, we were D2. and they were D1.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought about that all those years back then.
Yeah, all those years that we were D2 and stuff, which was crazy. And then, I love seeing everybody, talking about some of the things that we remember. Yeah, the upper deck of Legion Field. Because remember how it had across the print.
That. Yep.
Birmingham, football capital of the South. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And
if y'all got some Magic City Classic, memories, stories you want to share, go ahead and drop them in the chat so we can bring them up. We
drop
can
them in the chat. You can even come on and tell us if you want.
Oh yeah, you can come on. Wayne, drop that link for you. Y'all want to join in with us?
If y'all want to join us and talk classic with us, you definitely can. One of the things that I always thought as a student, David, you can attest to this. Like, I know they have that band down there pretty much the entire dang week. Like, and that Saturday morning starts early for the parade, and you just keep going and going all day. They want you to play. You got to play in the parade. You got to march in the stadium, and then Alabama State can't play a song and we not respond. And then you got to play all the way through the game. Then you got to do the halftime show. Then when the game is over, you got the fifth quarter, and then then it's who gonna leave the stadium first, who quit first, who quit the fifth quarter first. So man, it's a lot for the bands, man, and salute to them for dealing with that all day.
So let's talk about band practice leading up to the Magic City Classic. Okay, so practice went like this. You had 3:00 sectionals. That's when all the sections, practicing on their own. Then you have 4:15 that was in the band room. That's the full band practicing. Then you had 7:00 on the field. 6:00 was our dinner break. 7:00 you're on the field, and you was on that field until Mr. Yates and Mr. Wesley was ready to go. Wasn't no 8:00, wasn't no 9:00. Sometimes it wasn't 10:00 or 11:00. You was out there until the show was satisfied on the level of Mr. Yates and Mr. Wesley. And this might have been on a Monday. So you already know, we finna be in practice all night. And sometimes it will flip, but they'll say, okay, 4:00 practice, we're gonna go out into the field. You break for dinner, 7:00, we in the band room. And because we inside, we can stay even later. So to your point, T, everything that you guys see the band do during the game at the parade, it all happens during the practice. And when we get to the Magic City Classic, just like the football team, just like the fans, it is war against Alabama State. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is game time for the band. It is war because the crowd is going to feed off the band. If the band is handling business, in the stands, and the crowd is going to feed off of that, whether it's the band playing, whether it's the band doing chanting, the crowd is going to feed off the band. So when we start marching to that state, when the bus is pulled up, I wish we had like a video camera like on ESPN. Y'all can see us putting our uniforms on and putting the buttons on and helping somebody with their hat. Right. It was go time when the bus is pulled into that stadium.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I see, some of these memories I'll never forget. T.I. and the Birmingham mayor on stage. And yeah, CJ, this was the one, 1999, I was talking about. Michael Jordan with the winning catch, 15-10. Yeah, and then black folks been taking buses from Midwest City to the Classic for decades. And G-Mac, my first game was 1968. My brother was a freshman at A&M, marched as a Bulldog in 1978 as a member of the marching maroon and white percussion section. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I remember too, my very first time, and this is something we can talk about here next. First time when I came, I've been to the NFL games before and went to a tailgate lot, but I had never seen a tailgate lot like this ever.
It's nothing like it. I'm telling you. I'll put Magic City Classic tailgating against any homecoming, any classic in this nation, because there's nothing like it. Where it sells out online in seconds or minutes, and then lines there all week set up for the Magic City Classic. It's nothing like it. And I know just listening to players, about it. We're driving up and they are seeing all the tailgating, all the lines, all the people. It's just a unreal experience when you, we had Reggie Barlow from Alabama State on here, I think last year, the year before last. And then, and even some of like Matthews and some different other players who I've talked to, and they just say it's unreal as far as about the atmosphere when the buses drive up to the Classic. It's nothing like it from the players and from the fans. And, so just going back from, when you have to drive to the game, now you have shuttles that, takes everybody to the game just because of, the amount of people that's there, and to accommodate everybody to get there efficiently and to get back efficiently. Hey, it's just an experience that if someone who hasn't been, you have to experience the Magic City Classic.
Yeah, the whole Magic City Classic experience, I'd never seen cars parked in the yard before, right? And so seeing all these, and I thought people just like directing traffic, showing people places to park, which they were, but they were directing them to their backyards so they can park their cars in the backyard, make a quick, $10, $15, $20. So I'm looking like, are they about to park in the folks' backyard? And you look, it's like, depending on how big the yard is, it's a good 7, 8, 9 cars in somebody's backyard. And if it's enough room, you might have 2 in the front.
There you behind, man. Park in the yard, man. Hey, everybody get their hustle on at these games, man.
Man, what?
Hustle on. Hey, when they brought the shuttles in, hey, that took away from a lot of the community hustle from the parking in the yards, because they were making a lot of money off that.
Heck yeah.
One thing I can say, man, like anytime I've parked in anybody's yard, man, they've been well protected, and I've never been blocked in. I'm not parking in anybody's yard now because times have changed and things are different now. But it's been a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I do remember when they had the people parking, and I remember you would just see every kind of sign and every kind of material. You see cardboard scribbling on a magic marker. It was some crazy stuff, man.
And the only thing about driving though, if you park in somebody's yard, if you get in the wrong yard and you get blocked in, you might be there all night.
You might be there to Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. You might be there all night long. So hey, it's like Russian roulette when you park in somebody's yard though.
Yeah,
absolutely. So T, I got all those things that you had sent over, and I'm loading all of that stuff up.
I got to take your time. We'll cover it up. So that video, it was just posted on A&M, Instagram, and Facebook. I hadn't watched it yet, so we'll see what it is. But I just want to make sure we share that. And then I just want to apologize to everybody if my camera keeps going off. I got the sniffles, so I don't want y'all to see me when I keep sneezing and messing with my nose, so that's why I keep turning the camera off. Normally I keep it on, but yeah, man.
Myself on mute. Keep having
right. Yes, got to still with this. What it'll be 60 degrees in the morning, 80 degrees at 3 o'clock. So your body temperature be all over the place.
Yeah, here go T. Young T.
Oh, young TG.
That's me and Bay. That's me and Bay.
Innocent. Look at how innocent.
Hey, look how I was blushing, man. Like they're like, you want to take a picture with her? Absolutely, I want to take a picture with Vivica Fox.
Baby face.
Yeah, baby face, no beard, no gray hair. I still had a little bit of neck left.
Hey, that was right around Set It Off, Vivica.
Yeah,
that wasn't too far removed from Set It Off.
Oh yeah,
that was the 67th annual Magic City Classic. That was number 67.
Hey, Vivica.
Okay, look at it is. Woo child.
Yeah, that was number 67. I'm trying to find a picture with me and Steve Harvey. Because he was the Grand Marshal too, and he was on the sideline. So if I can find that one, I'll send it to y'all.
Yeah, Vivica is now looking for a guy at 60. Yeah, might have to show her this picture.
Tell me and her both can get back to our youth.
Hey, Vivica say her and 50 Cent. Hey, she had 50.
Right.
She sure did.
I saw Demetria. She put out maroon and white down. Yeah, it's always been maroon and white. That was a Ralph Lauren polo, but it never changed. I've been like this for a long time.
Yeah. She said, I remember you having this picture up for a long time.
Yeah, it was definitely my profile pic for a long time. That was throwback Facebook. I think you still had to have a college email address to get on Facebook. How old that picture was.
Hey, T, you ain't doing like how back in the day them Jet magazines and the beauty of the week putting on your wall or whatever. You ain't had that on your wall like the Jet.
If the technology would have been to where I could print it out now, I would have done that. But back then I really didn't have the capability to do it, man. So I just took it on my Facebook picture and rolled with it.
I'm telling my age to my Jet beauty of the week and all that. A lot of people don't even know what Jet was.
Right.
And, MySpace was just starting to fade out, and everybody was switching over to Facebook.
Hey man,
y'all remember MySpace?
Yeah, I remember MySpace.
Yeah. MySpace was
Tom was everybody's friend.
Man, MySpace was the. I was about to curse.
Do you remember Black Planet though?
Oh yeah,
I do remember Black Planet.
Man.
Right.
We started with Black Planet.
We showing our age. We showing our age for real.
Oh man.
Hey. So let's show this video, man. Let's show this video real quick here.
Well, there's us.
Honey, you ready?
Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Wow. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat, Uncle Julius. Yeah, stay.
Hell no.
Uncle Julius said nope.
Man. Hey, is that the little kid who played on what's that movie? I can't think of that movie that the little kid with Anthony Anderson and all them on. It looked just like him. I cannot think of
Uncle Julius know what's up, man. You got to teach these kids young. You can't disrespect your uncle's house like that.
Right.
No.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
Hey, if y'all not following the university social media, I keep saying this. If y'all not following the university social media pages, please follow them. Follow Alabama A&M University on Facebook, AA1875 on Instagram.
Right.
My goodness, y'all. I mean, shout out to the marketing team and what's the group called? Crew 75.
Yeah, Crew 75, man. Like
Crew 75. Shout out to them, man. They do an awesome job.
They do an awesome job, man. I've never you would think that we hire that out to a third party company or something, man. But we don't. It's people at the university, man, that make that stuff look good, and I'm glad to be around to see it.
Yeah, we got a great media team, communications, and because one of the things about the administration and everybody who we're doing, everybody can relate not only to the kids who are in school today and that audience, but also alumni as well. And so they do a good job as far as doing their marketing research and connecting with the students and all of those who watch us. And that's why we're able to grow and prosper the way we're doing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And also I want to bring this up. This is the Nashville event that's going on. So we showed those that just joining, we showed a lot of the watch parties. There's several of them that are happening around the country. This is the Nashville alumni hosting the Dave & Buster's starting at 2:30. And it said all A&M. And they're also inviting some, ASU alum. Y'all can come too, because almost all of the ones that we showed are joint events. So, yeah, doing it big, man. Everybody getting together.
I want to speak on what. Go ahead, Wayne. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, because I was going to segue. Go ahead.
I just want to speak on what Jay White said. Jay White has said it's probably Jermaine Isabel. If you're not familiar with Jermaine Isabel, he is the guy that used to. You remember Hugh Guinea used to do those Magic City Classic videos. Mm-hmm. President Hugh Guinea, I'm sorry, used to do those Magic City Classic videos every year. And Jermaine Isabel used to shoot those videos. The unique thing about Jermaine is a Huntsville native, but is an Alabama State graduate. So he said he used to get a little flack from the Alabama State people because he used to produce, edit, and create the content for our videos against the Magic City Classic. But Jermaine Isabel, I used to work with him at Channel 19 as well, and he's a very talented guy. He has some movies on Tubi as well. He has like 2 or 3 movies on Tubi that he shoots here in the city, and they made it, to an app. So shout out to Jermaine Isabel, man. That's a good guy.
Yeah, great dude and great at what he does. So I want to just segue now into our pick segment, gentlemen, and everybody. What a great slate of games that we actually have.
We do.
We're getting into what is almost the primitive time of football, which we have. This is the last weekend of October, and we'll be getting into November. That stretch run coming up starting next week. So first game you've got UAPB. This is their homecoming. They're going to host Valley. Shout out to Valley. Valley, they played valiantly last week, but went down on their homecoming 20-10 to Bethune-Cookman. So, Corey Williams, what do you think, man?
Man, I'm just, Mississippi Valley. I just don't know if they're going to even win a game this year, honestly, because, after losing homecoming last week, both of the teams was 0-0. But, I got Arkansas Pine Bluff. Hey, they've been competitive this year. They got a dynamic quarterback, good receiver, and it's their homecoming. And I got them winning this game against Mississippi Valley State.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, normally I'll go with Valley. I just root for Valley all the time. But I got to go with Pine Bluff in this game. It's their homecoming, and I just don't see Valley winning any games this season. And Valley didn't take too kindly to folks talking about them going D2.
Well, they should do something about it.
There's a lot.
You gotta start winning games. You gotta start winning games.
I didn't take too kindly to that, but yeah, I'm gonna go with UAPB.
All right, T. Gooden.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with UAPB as well, man. Then there's a bigger thing going on with Mississippi Valley, man. Not just with athletics, but also with enrollment, man. I know we're not talking about that right now, but we really, for somehow, some way, I think them going D2 would actually save their program so they're not obsolete. That's just me being honest, man. Because it's not just football, it's all the sports. So you can't keep up with the other people in the conference. It's not like we're that advanced, but they are like way below us. So, and not in a negative way. I'm talking about student wise, revenue wise, win-loss column. So it's not to talk about them. It's just like everybody wants to see that HBCU doors open and them have athletics, but sometimes you got to scale back to make sure everything works. But UAPB, this one, I think Valley goes winless the entire season.
Yeah, I got a Pine Bluff big in this one, man. Last year, these two teams played. It was Valley's homecoming last year. Valley got them 42-17. I think it's going to be about that same amount. Yeah, give me the Golden Lions big. All right, A&M Commerce, they're 1-6 overall, and you may recall they lost earlier in the season to Grambling. This is Prairie View's homecoming. So Prairie View, they come off a bye and they're gonna host A&M Commerce. All right, now T. Gooden, you're first.
Man, I'm going to go with Prairie View A&M with this. I'm going to go with the SWAC squad.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, give me PV.
Corey.
Man, I know earlier in the year when Grambling played them and Grambling won, everybody thought that was a big win. But now when you look at Texas A&M Commerce record, hey, they won as good. That's why I say sometimes you got to play the game. They won as good. As people were thinking, that wasn't a big win. That's on the Grambling belt. But Prairie View has not had an underachieving year this year as well. So this is going to be a competitive game. But I'm going to pick Texas A&M Commerce.
Hey, okay. you remember when they thought Auburn was a big win and they were going to be good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they were talking cash stuff on Twitter when they beat us.
Any big time program, and and that's going to be the results.
Auburn sucks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Prairie View in this one. They had a bye week, and you remember the game that they played before was that loss that they had at Pine Bluff on that Friday night. I like Jaden Johnson and I like Bubba to get it together because, like Benny said, they better not lose this one because Bubba. The word is Bubba might be gone anyway because this is the last year of his contract. But I got Prairie View winning a close one on homecoming. All right, now the HBCU Girl game, and this is Bethune-Cookman's homecoming, and they welcome Jackson State down to Daytona. This should be sold out because it ain't but 10,000 seats in the stadium. So Corey, who you got?
Man, Jackson is a talented team, but they are turnover prone, and when you play good teams, it's hard to win. Luckily, they came out against Florida A&M, but unfortunately, Bethune ain't got the talent to play with Jackson State, so they can have 5 turnovers and they still Bethune gonna lose. So Jackson State will win this game handily.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I agree. Jackson State is going to be too much for Bethune-Cookman on both sides of the ball. Even with all those turnovers, JSU by a whole lot.
T. Gooden.
So the only reason Bethune has a win in their column is because they played Mississippi Valley. If they played anybody else, they'll be winless as well. I'm going with Jackson State. Who would have thought the way that Jackson State plays, they would be the number 1 team in the conference right now? But here we are. So I'm going to go with Jackson State real big.
Yeah, Jackson State, their biggest games are at the end of the schedule. And as we continue on through the show into November, we'll talk more about that. This game right here, I like Jackson State to just take care of business, beat them probably by at least 4 to 5 touchdowns. Jackson State big, but not because Bethune-Cookman won't try. It's just because they just don't have the talent. This is a nice one here. All right. Mm-hmm. Down there in Houston, Texas Southern now, they had a bye. And last time out, they let one get away against Southern. So Grambling, coming off their win last week against UAPB, they still have a chance in the West, but they have to win out and get some help. So, T. Gooden, what do you think?
Man, I think on Saturday the 26th at 6 p.m., in Houston, Texas, Texas Southern will win by field goal.
Ooh, okay. Dave.
Well, I think Saturday, October 26th at 6 p.m., that Grambling is going to come out with the dub.
Yeah. This is in Houston, CJ. All right, Corey.
Is Texas Southern gonna miss the punt this time or whatever? Because that West, man, I'm telling you, it's just I don't know what to say about them teams in the West. You can throw that away because from top to bottom, it's just. But Texas Southern had the game won against Southern. It's really indescribable how you lose a game like that. But hey, Southern, hey, they undefeated. Hey, they got the rabbit's foot somehow going on, but it was Texas Southern homecoming. But Grambling, I really have a trouble picking either team, really, because both of them are like Jekyll and Hyde. But I think Texas Southern will rebound from the debacle that they had, and will beat Grambling because on the road, and Grambling really hasn't showed me anything either. So I'm gonna pick Texas Southern.
Yeah, this is a hard one for me because Texas Southern, they don't have much of a passing game, and they went back to Jace Wilson at quarterback. They had Jordan Davis starting the first 5 games, and even with Jace Wilson in there, they weren't able to really throw the ball. Grambling, they don't do really anything to excite you. They don't do a lot to excite you. I think Grambling, though, with the urgency that they have to stay in the race, I think they'll do just enough to escape Houston with a close win. Not going to be by much, but I think they'll escape. Oh, I love this one here. This one right here. They're going at it down there in Bragg. This isn't homecoming in Bragg. Their homecoming will be next week. We'll talk about it next week because Texas Southern comes in. But this is a night game with 2 old rivals, and FAMU is coming off a bitter defeat. All right, Corey, what you got?
Hey, Southern's motivated, and they definitely gonna play hard. Florida A&M, they coming off a loss and trying to get back in that win column. Southern been lucky. So this is another hard game. But they going down to Bragg, and and one thing that gives Florida A&M the advantage is they're at home. They got the referees, and, and even if it's close, hey, I think Southern will put a valiant effort because their defense will keep them in the game. I don't think their offense will be enough to get them, through. So I got Florida A&M winning by about 10 points.
Okay, Dave.
Israel caught them 237. 237 million. I'm gonna go with FAMU because it's at Bragg.
T.
I'm gonna go with Southern with the upset on the road. I just think Southern is a little bit. I think they'll win this game.
Hey, but before you go, Wayne, let me say now, if Florida A&M lose this game, hey, ain't no telling what's gonna happen after that game. So hey, it's a lot on the line for this game. So hey, I'm just saying.
They said FAMU with the cheating refs is like playing 15 guys at a time.
No,
they sure do be getting calls, man. But you know something, man? I know Southern, they coming off that win. These boys, man, they ran for 295 last week against Alcorn. And that's something you got to keep an eye on if you FAMU, because they ain't been able to really stop the run that well. But I think the passing game of Daniel Richardson will help them get this one done. I got FAMU winning this game by about 14. All right. Now for our game.
The Thriller in Manila.
Dun, dun, dun.
Granddad.
We all know who we're picking, but let's talk about this game. All right, everybody go through and let's give some keys and what do you want to see in this game and how you feel like we're gonna get it done. Corey, you first.
Okay, the keys to the game. To me, Alabama State is gonna, of course, defense and gonna play field position and gonna hope that we make mistakes. That's Eddie Robinson team that to put that team on defense, special teams make plays, and to other teams to turn over the ball. And he's a defensive-minded coach, and it's not going to change. What we're going to have to do to be successful is take one play at a time and actually to get a lead in this game. So Alabama State can't dictate the game and make them have to, throw the ball, because they're going to try to run down our throat. That's what they're going to do. They're going to come and run, and then they're going to take a shot here and there. and they're gonna hope they can make a score on a special team play, whether it's a punt block or a kick return. Our season, all the games that we have lost, special teams has been terrible. We've given up kick returns. If we can play a solid game and we're in special teams, and we can win with whatever quarterback you put out there. But we just can't. When our losses, we've been down 21-0 or big in all of our losses, and we're not a team who can come back from something like that. But we have lost 2 years in a row. We can't lose 3 years in a row, and so I think we have a lot on the line. But I think we're gonna get it done. I think it's gonna be a close game because the mentality of Eddie Robb and the way he coaches that defense and the way he prepares for the game, it's going to be very key. But I think we'll win in a close game. I think we'll win by a touchdown.
Dave.
Yeah, I agree with Corey when it comes to special teams. Our special teams, they got to tackle off that punt return. Like we can't have Bama State running for 90-yard touchdowns in this game. That just can't happen. We got to watch out for their freshman running back. I can't remember.
Holtzclaw.
Yeah, got to watch out for him. I think if we try to bring with Bama State defense being not the defense, the quarterback. They're on their fifth string quarterback, right? If we could try to bring some pressure to that quarterback because he switched from wide receiver. He was trained to be a wide receiver and then switched to quarterback. If we try to get some pressure on him to try to rattle him a bit and maybe get like a fumble out of that, then I think we can come out on top of this game.
Hey, question one time. What happened to the quarterback Jonah? I know he was
O'Brien. He had
concussion protocol. So what happened to him?
Well, the word is that he was going to medically retire because he had one too many. He had a big history. Of concussions.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that Alabama State was going to sneak him in and surprise us, because they haven't been playing. I was thinking he should be out of the concussion protocol. Okay, but that makes sense.
Yeah. T.
O-line also. I'm sorry. One more thing. The O-line also got to be ready for the blitz. Bama State likes to blitz. Got to be able to protect our quarterback. So got to be on the lookout for that.
Yep. T.
I'm glad you did that. That was a great segue, David, about the quarterback. So it appears that we have decided to go with Xavier Langford, and that's perfectly fine. I just want to go with the person that wins. So again, I always said just hope we find a game plan and stick to it. I think he would do well against Alabama State because Mr. Langford is a very powerful runner, and we have a stable of running backs. So I'm definitely gonna pick us to win. I personally don't think this game will be close. If we don't turn the ball over, which I don't think we will, because I think our running game and our quick passing game would keep us from turning the ball over. I think we won't put ourselves in situations to have turnovers. I also think, like CJ said in the comments, he said that we're gonna special teams can hurt us, and it will. So we should just squill the ball the whole time, like we did against BCU, and then it can't hurt you. Just take the ball and play your defense. So I think we win, of course. But I think we have to play. We have to play that, Chris. I know Alabama State is not BCU, but we have to play the game like that, which was the second half against Jackson State, which was the entire game against Bethune-Cookman. So if we play that game like this, I think we'll be fine. We'll bring the Magic City Classic trophy back to its rightful place, and all will be well.
And T, both teams had 2 weeks to prepare, and that I'm sure Alabama State is gonna watch the film on the squib kick, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna move people around to that can actually run the ball and prepare for that squib kick. Because one thing you know, I'm gonna say this, and I hate giving Alabama State credit, but one thing I think Eddie Robinson, you know, he coaches old school, and you know, and he has done a decent job with Alabama State for what he has. I know he gets a bad rap, but he definitely prepares. You know, preparation wise, you can tell that that they prepare well and have a pretty good solid game plan going in. Now, if they got the dogs or they don't, that's a whole different story. But one thing, just from my analysts and just seeing that he prepares them well and they have a good game plan. Now, unlike us, sometimes, you know, I'm just being honest, our special teams and our fundamentals sometimes gets thrown out the way, but we can put up a lot of points. But to me, you have to be good with the fundamentals and the preparation. And if that's not on par, you know, the execution is going to show. And that's where I see the breakdown, because we have just as much as talent and than anybody in the SWAC. I think if we play our best ball against the top, we can beat anybody in the SWAC if we play our best ball. But our execution on the small things is what get us in trouble. And one thing that they're going to have good preparation, execution. They just doesn't have the X's and O's like we have, but they have the execution. So it's going to be a chess move, and you just don't know how what's going to happen. But I think we'll have, at the end of the day, we're going to win the game.
Absolutely.
So for me, you know, the way I look at this game, I see it in a few different ways. I look at our receiving core. Now we know about Alabama State. They have a really, really good defense. Their defensive line is probably the weakest part of their defense. It's good, but it's not great. It's not as great as their linebackers and their corners in their secondary. Like their corners with Burgess and Amon Scarborough, those guys are outstanding. They're physical. They know how to cover. Also, Traquan Thomas and Rico Dozier, those linebackers. Those guys, they're very active in the run game, and they rush the passer really good too. The thing about Alabama State is they tackle really well as well. They don't miss a lot of tackles. So one of the things that we have to do when I talk about their secondary is our receiving core definitely needs to show up. They got to be able to get off press coverage, because those corners, they're very physical and they will press at the line. You got to get off press coverage, and you got to be able to get open. Also, we need to be opportunistic in the run game. If we can get some run game going, hey, that opens up some good measures for play action. You know, so we have some opportunities to do that. When they have the ball, they can run the ball. They run the ball for over 200 yards a game. You know, and they have a couple good running backs with Takaris Bozeman and also with Jamari Holtzclaw. Quarterback Keys, you know, he threw the ball against Valley, but everybody threw the ball against Valley. You know, so we don't know. He's been unproven. Cortez Andrews, this is a game for him. This is a game where he really needs to show his worth, getting after the quarterback and being effective in the run game. I think at the end of the day, where it boils down is we got to be able to run a marathon with these guys. We don't have to sprint with these guys. Let's run a marathon. And what I mean by that is let's wear their defense out. Yeah. Because where FAMU was very successful, FAMU's offense wasn't in full effect that day when they played them 3 weeks ago. But what FAMU did was they kept the defense on the field for most of the game, and they wore them out and they took advantage of it. And I see if we can do the same thing, I think that'll also be to our benefit. So I believe we win a game that's a one possession ball game. I think it's a 60-minute game, and I think that the winner coming off this field being us is truly going to earn this, and you're going to feel real good going back to Huntsville. So that's where we at.
Yeah.
Wayne, before we get out of here, I want to know if we could just run back, though, watch parties, not right now, though, Like we just want to run through all those watch parties again so people can know. And also, I just want to hit a couple things real quick if y'all don't mind. So earlier we talked about being Birmingham, the city, and going through segregation and all that, right? We talked about that. Birmingham is a very, very, very known city in the civil rights movement with all the stuff that they went through. In 2024, we all do know what's going on in Birmingham right now. The crime is very high because of things that go on. So the Magic City Classic has always been a place where you took two of the most powerful institutions in the state of Alabama and brought them together to celebrate. Even though we talk trash on the field, if you go out there and tailgate, man, there's Alabama State, Alabama A&M tailgating with each other. The players hug each other after the game because a lot of these guys play high school ball with each other or played against each other in high school. The coaches know each other and everything. So as a institution of higher learning, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, we have to kind of help out our brothers in Birmingham to not do what they're doing. We can't keep killing each other, man. Like we can't. Like, cause we just simply can't. Cause we're just eliminating each other. So somehow, some way, like we back in the day, how Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King and all those guys were in different fraternities, but they found a way to unite and make stuff work. Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Miles, those HBCUs that are directly connected to Birmingham, we need to find a way, man, to kind of help out the situation in Birmingham because it's not good. And I hate for no disrespect to Dave, but I don't want Birmingham like how Chicago is, but it's going down that road.
Hold on.
But I'm just saying, crime wise, like it's going down that road, man. And we don't need that. Like I don't want Chicago to be the way it is. But you got to start with your small community. You got to start with your small community first, and then you got to expand. So we got to get a hold of that, man. Everybody come have a good time, and it's so detrimental now. We shouldn't just go down there just to have a good time. We need to see how we can help in some type of way.
Yeah. So in other words, govern yourselves accordingly. Really govern yourselves accordingly.
Yeah.
And that is very well said, T. Gooden. It's all true, all facts. So here's the watch parties again. So this is the one that starts tomorrow night. This is just a get together there in the city of Huntsville. So you got that. You've also got the pep rally, which goes down on Thursday. You see the hours at the Hilton. So cheerleaders will be in the house, and it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be nice. Then you've got the food truck party there at City Hall on Friday during the day with food trucks and music. So that's really awesome. This is the Houston alumni chapter. This is alums of both schools. This is their watch party that takes place on Saturday to watch the game together there in Houston. You've also got the one in the DMV area there in Maryland. So you got, again, chapters of both schools watching the game there at 2:30 on Saturday, gathering an hour early there. Cleveland Association, my association, they're gathering at 1 p.m. To watch the game. They got free admission, they got raffle, they got all these different things going on. You've also got Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. Both schools, alumni of both schools getting together in Chicago. They got free entry, vendors, raffles, and Battle of the Bands. So they're getting together. You've also got Dave's party there in Charlotte, happening live, 3:00 p.m. Getting there early so everybody can gather, get you a good seat, and come together. So that'll be really, really nice. And then I'm going to pull up one more time. Give me a second. There's T again.
Well, there you go.
This is the one in Nashville. Nashville at Dave & Buster's there, Opry Mills, starting at 2:30. So shout out to all of those alums, alumni chapters, everybody doing it real big this weekend for the Magic City Classic. So 83rd edition going down. It will be on ESPNU. 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 in the Central. So for those that are not going to be at the game, like myself, make sure that you find it on TV. You get involved. We'll have the game thread in the groups, so everybody can chat as we're going through. And then last but not least, let's just have a good time, man. Let's
come back next Tuesday. Not like the last 2 years we come back on a Tuesday.
Exactly.
I don't want to act like the game didn't happen. I want to come over here and be excited and be like, hey, we got now on to the next point so we can try to get this thing going in our division, man.
Yes. Wayne, let me ask you a question before we get out of here. Hey, do you think we have to establish a running game? We have to have a solid running game to win this game?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, we got to be balanced, man. But one of the things where you can get these guys, by running the ball. But you gotta be, but it's gotta be, you gotta have a good scheme with it though.
I think we gotta. I agree. I think we gotta have a solid running game, because if we get to where we only can pass, they always have DBs who skillful enough to make plays, and we can't have to just depend on the pass. I think we're going to have to. Yep. We definitely. Yep. I'm trying to tell you.
You'll need all the deep balls.
Definitely going to have to continue to have a solid running game to keep them on their toes, because I actually think the game plan that we had against Jackson State, I'm going to be honest, that's all I'm going to be. I think it wasn't a good game plan, because we came in the game trying to run the ball and just run the ball only. That's Jackson State. They pride on stopping the run. And I think the weakness was their secondary. I think the game planning, execution as far as trying to run the ball, and of course special teams. But I think we went in the game with the wrong game plan. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, so, we have to be aggressive, and we have to be opportunistic. I mean, the biggest thing here, man, I have a little bit of an old school mentality when it comes to big games, because sometimes, man, look, you can be conservative when you need to be conservative, and you can be aggressive when you need to be aggressive. I mean, you just got to be able to find a balance between the two, because with both teams having 2 weeks to prepare for this game, you're going to see trick plays. You're going to see a whole lot of different formations and stuff that you did not see on the film. It happens every year. But one thing that we can't have happen, last year we had a field goal blocked. We also gave up a punt return for a touchdown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we let their corners and we let their defense just punish us at the line of scrimmage. Like every time we drove the ball last year, I mean, it had to be a 10, 12, 13, 14 play drive. You know what I'm saying? So if big plays are there, explosive, hey, we'll take them, because it's going to make a difference. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. The way we played the last 6 quarters of football has been a thing of beauty, and I'm looking forward to continue. So yeah, man, that was our show tonight, everybody. It's been real fun. So next, we're going to come back and we're going to do it again. Shout out to all of our guest stars tonight, T. Gooden and Dave and Corey and myself.
Thanks for having me.
Y'all can come anytime.
Y'all letting me be on here.
Yeah, I'll come anytime.
Thanks for inviting me to the show tonight. I appreciate it.
You guys keep on doing what you're doing, and you put university on the map, and we just love it.
It's an honor.
Hey, and everybody, like the stream. Go ahead and hit the like button also in YouTube for us. Everybody that watched this or is going to watch this, go and like the stream in YouTube also. Subscribe, do all that good stuff. Go ahead.
I would say one thing. Also visit our website, www.fromthehillpodcast.com. There's a section on there that says contact us, where you could leave feedback about the show.
Please do.
Please go out there and do that. Give us some feedback, because we want to make sure that the things that we're bringing about A&M and about HBCUs is something that you guys want to see. You guys got ideas about a show, something you want to see us talk about or have somebody on. Do all that on the website. So again, it's www.fromthehillpodcast.com.
Hey,
yeah, and also I want to bring this up too.
Yep, makes sense.
Yes, vote locally, statewide, and nationally. Definitely.
Yeah, because these folks tripping.
Hey, and this what I want. This what I want y'all to do. First of all, shout out to the old faithfuls in the chat, man. Jay White, It's Me Brand, Edwin Moore, Oscar,
Hunt.
Yes,
Charles Hunt from what is it? Hey, Charles Hunt from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, Edwin Moore, all these guys. Denny.
Shout out to Jay White. Shout out to all of y'all, man. The second thing is, most of us are going to be around a bunch of people at the game or at a watch party. Take their phone, go to the YouTube app, and subscribe them to From the Hill Podcast. Don't ask them to do it. You take their phone and do it for them. And then, so what happens is, whenever we go live, it gives them notification if they never watched it before. They're like, oh, let me watch this and see what's going on. So just take their phone and do it. They'll be okay. Don't swipe left or swipe right in the picture, in the photos. Just go to YouTube.
You might see something.
Subscribe. Right.
T, thank you for mentioning about our loyal supporters who are here every night, because they don't have to, watch us every week, but they do, and it means a lot. We got 7,000 and 300 students on campus, and even if we had half of those subscribers, because we want to continue to help A&M grow, and so we can help have a quality product, and we're just an avenue for that.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Steal the phones, but give them back.
That's right. All right, so we'll see y'all here next week. Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Get this dub.
Beat these.
All right, y'all.